Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you guys about not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 reasons to be bullish on the future of Polkadot. That's exactly what we're going to be getting into in this video. And without further ado, let's dive straight into it. And let's start things off with reason number uno, and that, of course, is Agile Core Time. Now, let me give you a breakdown of what Agile Core Time actually is. So, currently, if you want to build upon Polkadot, if you want to essentially rent out or utilize one of Polkadot's cores, you have to win a Polkadot parachain slot auction, which essentially means you have to raise funds, more funds than the next person or the other people competing to essentially be granted that core. And then once you've raised those funds, you essentially get locked into a 2-year contract, so to speak, that enables you to essentially own and build your layer 1 upon one of the Polkadot cores. Now, this originally seemed like a good idea, but even Gavin Wood himself has come to realize that actually if you want people to build upon your network, you need to make it easy for them to do that. And the Polkadot parachain slot auction model simply is anything but easy and inclusive. It limits a lot of people who perhaps may want to build upon Polkadot. And there's a million reasons why you might want to build on Polkadot. So what Agile Core Time is all about is breaking down those barriers that the Polkadot slot auction model currently has in place, and essentially allowing anybody to purchase core time, block space essentially, on one of the Polkadot cores, of which it has many. And actually we are potentially moving towards a future where we could see 1,500 to 1,000 cores. And if you think about a core right now is occupied by a parachain, these cores are going to be broken up. They're going to be in the sense that people can rent out a slice of a core. They don't need a whole core like the parachains currently occupy. They can occupy, I think it's up to 3 different cores if they need the kind of capabilities and power. This is going to bring a lot of builders into the ecosystem. This is certainly something that I am particularly bullish on. This is set to roll out this year and something that we are very excited about, and a damn good reason to be bullish on Polkadot. Let's cover reason number 2, and it is to do with Agile Core Time, and it's to do with RFC. And don't worry, guys, we'll explain what RFC is. 10. And this is all about burning the revenue from core time sales. Now, you can see this actually pass. So this was an outstanding A. And ultimately what this is going to see, and many people have forgotten about this, is the burning of the revenue that is generated when people purchase time on the Polkadot cores. So if you think about Polkadot as a supercomputer, you essentially have cores within a computer, 5, 8, some of them have 12, some of them have 9. Ultimately, Polkadot is like a supercomputer, but we are moving towards a future where there's going to be hundreds of cores, so hundreds of blockchains that are all secured, or applications that are all secured on the Polkadot network. And all the revenue that is generated from that is going to be burnt. Now, this is very interesting, and this is within the same breadth of reasoning. This is very interesting because the Treasury actually burn tokens. The Treasury are periodically burnt or destroyed if they are not used, creating deflationary pressure and incentivizing the community to spend the funds. Currently, the burn rate is 1%. So I'm not 100% convinced that the core time sales should have been burnt. I think actually there should have been maybe a half or something like that, so that the Treasury could have been topped up. But there's 2 kind of burn mechanisms within Polkadot that I think are going to see it do rather well. Certainly as that usage really upticks with the barriers to entry being broken down with Agile Core Time. So that is reason number 2. Reason number 3 that I don't think anybody is really talking about or even realizes is a possibility, and that is the future where if you want to use Polkadot, it is free to do so, just like the internet, or just like actually sort of some mobile networks and things like this. you essentially would be able to use Polkadot within reasonable use for free. So that means people that want to send DOT, maybe pay for something in DOT, or perhaps that want to do a basic interaction with a smart contract, like take out a loan or something like that. That will essentially be free to do, if you will. So this is a very interesting concept. This is a concept that most people haven't quite realized, and this is going to put Polkadot ahead of the curve, because if you look at most sort of blockchains out there, they're not free to use for users. In fact, something like Ethereum is very expensive, whereas Polkadot's moving in a direction where it actually wants to be free. Let's play a clip of Gavin Wood at Decoded actually talking about this.
Why? What's the payoff? Well, discuss some of the ways how society uses or relies, indeed, upon individuality. But how does it translate on chain? Well, we can start imagining Polkadot where reasonable usage is free. No transaction fees, right? If we imagine a plaza, if you're not familiar, this is basically Asset Hub++, Asset Hub with smart contract functionality and ability to utilize the staking system. If we imagine Plaza, we could, with this kind of infrastructure, we could imagine a plaza where you don't need to pay for gas. Gas is free as long as you're in reasonable usage. Of course, if you're writing scripts, doing lots of transactions, you would need to pay because you wouldn't fit all under a single person's sort of usage rights. But we can imagine these systems starting to be free for people to use.
So that was reason number 3. Reason number 4 is, of course, the Polkadot ETF, which we've been saying is coming for a long time. We originally thought this because if you look at all the people that offer Bitcoin ETFs that are now on their way to offering Ethereum ETFs and are also now filing for Solana ETFs, they all offer Polkadot products. So recently we had news. Of course, we know there's a Bitcoin ETF. We know that an Ethereum ETF is coming. And we know that now VanEck and 21 Shares Solana, or 21 Shares, sorry, which is Cathie Woods, they've actually applied for ETFs. And it's also been confirmed in the CBEO, so a clearinghouse, an exchange that deals with most assets. The clearinghouse is now also filing on behalf of them. So the interesting thing here is eventually you will get a Polkadot ETF, and that's going to unlock billions of dollars potentially in capital to flow into it. One thing that we always get about Polkadot is it's very inflationary. It's not that inflationary compared to actually a lot of other tokens out there. There's things that mitigate that. And if you look at where those tokens go, often they don't get sold, they get held. But actually, when you look about an ETP, if people know they can stick their money in something and generate 10, 12, 13, 14, 15% from it, it becomes very attractive, certainly if it's in something real and tangible. And actually, that's what these ETFs are going to unlock. And we know the likes of VanEck already offer a Polkadot ETP. They also offer a basket thing, which Polkadot is in. And we also know, and this is obviously VDOT, not to be mistaken for, I can't remember who's doing VDOT. Is it Bifrost? And then you've got obviously A.Dot, which of course is 21 Shares' ETPs. Both applying for a Solana ETF, both applied for Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum ETFs, and now they'll obviously apply, I think, eventually for a for a Polkadot ETF. And that is going to see a lot of money, in my opinion, flow into Polkadot. So that is reason number 4. And the 5th and final reason, but last but certainly not least, is what we've previously looked at just a few days ago in regards to Polkadot, and how, from a price point of view, this could be just the first move in what is now a broader uptrending market. And we referenced a very old book, one of the first books I read on technical analysis that covers Elliott wave theory. I'm not an Elliottician. I prefer more traditional patterns when I'm doing my technical analysis. You guys that watch me regularly will know that we have huge success on them. But one thing, and reason number 5 that we're identifying, is the fact that this could just be the first sort of wave, the 1 and 2 wave in a sort of 5-wave structure that is likely going to see Polkadot go much higher in price, along with the broader context of the market. Certainly when we look at others, when we look at Total 2, they're all destined for upside. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is 5 reasons to be damn bullish on Polkadot. If you guys can think of any more reasons in the comment section, we certainly can. Maybe we should do another 5 reasons after this one to be bullish on DOT and the future prospects of it. do let us know in the comment section. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to love and leave you. If you've enjoyed this content, a like is always greatly appreciated. So is a comment, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you all in the next one.